Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about the PCR, that is full form is polymerase chain reaction. So what is exactly PCR? Let's start with it. Okay. When I talk about the PCR, what comes in exactly in your mind? So let's talk about PCR. It's called polymerase chain reaction. So when you talk about the polymerase chain reaction is a technique used in a molecular biology to create a several copies of a certain DNA segment. So it is basically used to replicate the DNA segments. This technique was developed in 1983 by Carey Mullis, an American biochemist. PCR has made it possible to generate millions of the copies of a small segment of a DNA. This tool is commonly used in the molecular biology and the biotechnology labs. So why we have to study the PCR? What are the importance of the PCR? Let's study it. The principle, before we should move ahead, we should know about what exactly the principle of PCR. The PCR technique is based on the enzymatic replication. It is very important. It is based on the enzymatic replication of a DNA. In PCR, a short segment of DNA is amplified using the primer mediated enzymes. DNA polymerase synthesizes the new strands of the DNA complementary to the template DNA. The DNA polymerase can add a nucleotide to the pre-existing 3-OH group only. See, we know that the DNA is look like this. It has a 3 dash and the 5 dash ending. So we are going to talk about the pre-existing 3-OH group only. Therefore, a primer is required. Thus, more nucleotides are added to the 3 dash primary end of the DNA polymerase. So which enzyme you are going to use is DNA polymerase. That is very, very important. So now let's study about what are the components of the PCR. When you talk about the PCR, it's polymerase chain reaction. But there are 5 components required to run a PCR. So what their components are? First, the DNA template. We need a template, that is DNA template. The DNA of interest from the sample. So whichever DNA we want to make its copy, or we want to multiply it, or we want a thousand or crore copies of that DNA, that is a DNA template. Okay. Now second is DNA polymerase. It is the enzyme name. It's called Taq polymerase is used. Okay, it's an enzyme family name. It's a Taq polymerase. It is a thermostable and does not denature at a very high temperature. So when you talk about the polymerase is a use, it is a thermostable. Thermostable means at it resists to the temperature. It's suitable in this technique because we have to increase the temperature at certain times. We have to go around the 3 slots where we're going to talk about the increase in temperature, then cooling down, again increase in temperature. Okay, so that's why we're going to use only DNA polymerase. Third thing which is important is oligonucleotide primer. Again, I'm repeating, oligonucleotide primer. These are the short stage of the single strand DNA complementary to the 3' ends of the sense and the antisense strand. Fourth one is deoxyribonucleotide triphosphate. So when you talk about the fourth, that is deoxyribonucleotide triphosphate. This provides energy for the polymerization and are the building blocks for the synthesis of DNA. So which one is the building blocks for synthesis of DNA in PCR? Its answer is deoxyribonucleotide triphosphate. These are single units of the basis. Fifth one, buffer system. Buffer system is used for magnesium and the potassium provide optimum condition for the DNA denaturation and the renaturation. So magnesium and potassium provide the optimum condition for the DNA denaturation and the renaturation. It is also important for the fidelity, polymerase activity and the stability. So buffer system is very important. Okay, these 5 components are very important. What they are? First, DNA template. Second, DNA polymerase. Third, oligonucleotide. Fourth, deoxyribonucleotide triphosphate. And fifth is a buffer system. Now, what are the PCR steps? The PCR involves the following steps: denaturation, second one is annealing, and third one is elongation. So what is exactly? Let's have a superficial knowledge of that. When you have a double stranded DNA like this, it has to be unwind. One strand will be here, another strand will be here at the temperature of 94 to 95 degrees Celsius. So we have to heat it. We don't have to actually heat it. We can say in another way, we have to provide the temperature for the denaturation. Second one will be the temperature down, that is 50 to 56 degrees Celsius. It is under the annealing stage where the primer the primer, you can see here, the primer starts attaching to this unwind DNA templates. So what is the first step? There is a winding of here, then it will be form another template, and on that template, on the second, that is the annealing, there will be the attachment of the this primer, and it start moving to this position and start moving to this position. Now what is that exactly? So whenever the DNA get unwinded, it has a 3 dash and the 5 dash. So whenever you get it unwinded, the one will be started moving, filling up gap like this, and one will be moving like this. So these are the 3 steps. What are the 3 steps are? Denaturation, annealing, and the elongation. Now let's study about in detail what is the elongation. At this step, the temperature is raised to how much? 70 to 80 degrees Celsius. These bases are added to the 3 dash of the primer by the Taq polymerase enzyme. This elongates the DNA in the 5 dash to 3 dash elongation. So what I was talking about here is like this. It will be 5 dash to 3 dash, and here it will be 3 dash to 5 dash. And what is the last step? Extending stage at the 70 degree. So we have seen here why we need a thermostable enzyme, because we have to provide the temperature like 94 to 95. That is the first slot. In a second slot, or in a second step, we have to provide a 50 to 56 degree, and then again we have to increase the temperature till the 72 degrees Celsius. So in this step, what we have studied now, the DNA polymerase adds about the 1000 base pair per minute. So what is the rate the base pair is getting added? Is like 1000 base pair per minute. That is why it's called PCR, polymerase chain reaction, under the optimum condition. What are the optimum condition? These are the optimum condition we have to follow. Okay, when we have to follow these conditions, what we have to do actually is this. Okay, so when you talk about a Taq polymerase can tolerate very high temperature, it attends to the primer and adds the DNA bases to the single strand. As a result, a double stranded DNA molecule is obtained. These are the 3 steps repeated. In elongation, there are 3 steps repeated. Is that 20 to 40 times in the order to obtain a number of the sequence of DNA of interest in a very short time of period. So what we are providing, we're providing the optimum condition in the elongation. In the this is a starting phase, okay, and here 20 to 40 times in the order to obtain the number of sequence of DNA interest in a very short time period. Then after the elongation, what comes? After the elongation, there is a process called a denaturation. So when you talk about the denaturation occurs when the reaction mixture is heated up to 94 degrees Celsius, about 0.5 to 2 minutes. See, there is a increase of temperature for a short period of time. So here is a short period of time is there. This breaks the hydrogen bonds between the 2 strands of DNA and converts into the single stranded DNA. So when you talk about this, see, when you talk about the first elongation, we have to elongate it. Then denaturation, actually the strands get breaking down. The single strand now act as a template for the production of a new strands of DNA. The template should be provided for the longer time to ensure the separation of the 2 strands. This is very important. After denaturation, the process comes annealing. The reaction template is lower to the 54 to 60 degrees Celsius for around 20 to 40 seconds. Now look at the span. Earlier the span was here. Earlier the span of elongation is what? You have to 20 to 40 times you have to repeat it. Okay. What is the temperature over in elongation? 70 to 80 times. Okay, 70 to 80 degrees Celsius. Then denaturation comes where temperature is 94 degree, but it's for the shorter period of time, that is 0.5 to 2 minutes. After that, the annealing comes. What is mean the annealing? Annealing means the joining on the base pair on the template. So the reaction temperature is lower to the 54 to 60 degrees Celsius for around 20 to 40 seconds only. Here the primer bind to their complementary sequence on the DNA template. The primers are single-stranded sequence of the DNA or RNA around 20 to 30 bases in length. So we have seen that 1000 base pair were added in a per minute. They serve as a starting point for the synthesis of DNA. The 2 separate strands run in the opposite direction, and consequently there are 2 primers, a forward primer and a reverse primer. So what is a forward and reverse primer? We're going to talk about this. I will show you again on this. Let me erase it. Okay, now this is a backward primer and this is act like a forward primer. So this is what happened in the last stage, that is annealing, and that is also called a extending stage. When you talk about the extending stage, that is the third step, where in an extending step the two separate strands run in the opposite direction, and consequently there are two primers, a forward primer and reverse primer. Just we have done the revision of this. Okay, now what are the uses of the PCR? What is the PCR stands for? PCR stands for polymerase chain reaction. So in this case, the first use in a medicine. So in medicine, what are the three factors? Testing for the genetic disease, the mutation. Second step is the monitoring the gene in the gene therapy. Third one, detecting the disease causing gene in the parent. So see, in a medicine field, this PCR is very, very important, because you have to make 1,000 of, or you are able to make the many copies of that DNA template. So you can test for many, many mutations and whatever the gene which is responsible for the disease causing agent. Okay. Now in a forensic science, it is also widely used. It is used as a tool in a genetic fingerprinting. So it is used in a genetic fingerprinting as well. Then second in the forensic science is identify the criminal from the millions of the people. See, everybody has a unique DNA, correct? So we can use those information to find the criminal. Now for the finding that criminal, obviously you need a sample. Okay, and on that basis you can undergo the forensic science and you can carry out the PCR technique, and then with the help of genetic material or makeup you can actually identify that criminal. Now the third one is in the forensic science is the paternity test. It's also used in this forensic science. Now the third most is very, very useful in the research and the genetics. Compare the genome of two organisms in a genomic studies. In the phylogenetic analysis of the DNA from any sources such as a fossil, analysis of the gene expression as well. So these are the use of the PCR. See, PCR is a PCR stands for polymerase chain reaction, correct? What is the principle? We have just gone through it. Now, what is the principle? Again, I'm going to repeat for you students. Okay, the PCR technique is based on the enzymatic replication. So we are making the replica of that DNA template. We basically follow the three steps. In the first step, that is the denaturation, where we do the unwinding. The second step is annealing, where we use or provided the small base pair which get attached on that template, and then it's got extension. So these are the three steps that we have to follow, that is gene denaturation, annealing, and the elongation. So this is how we actually cover up the PCR. PCR is very, very important in this stage, and we have to follow all the steps, and these are the basic information about the PCR.